Good evening, everyone. I hope all is well. We're just going to go ahead and wait for some more people to come through. I know right now it's very close to New Year's, so we may have a shorter stream. Hopefully, the students will come in, but regardless, like I said, every week we are going to be having this. So please give us a moment and we will be with you shortly. I'll go ahead and play some music for you guys, and we'll get started in probably with the next 5 to 10 minutes.
you know, this is basically like the V2 of Liquid Agent. We've, constantly iterated over and over again to make our website much easier for people to use. I'm already logged in, or at least I should be. Okay, I'm not. Let me actually connect real quick. But essentially, I'm logged into my platform with my address. And then the first thing I can do is I can click on Liquid symbol. And then if I want to, I can actually purchase Liquid. But I'm not going to do that right now. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to click on Dashboard. And in the dashboard, you're actually able to see my wallet as well as my agentic wallet that I have. And the cool thing is, if I want to, I could send, I could send money to my agentic wallet, and I could use liquid lending, which allows me to lend assets and earn yield. So if I wanted to, for example, I have $4 in here. I'll just use 3. So if I just make a deposit of let's say $3, I could do so without paying any gas. This is on Base, and so we've equipped this platform to be gasless on Base. The Liquid token is on Ethereum L1, but we've actually been able to combine the different different multi-chain, multi-token aspects to this, where the Liquid token could still benefit you by saving on fees and such on some of these platforms or some of these features that we have. But you saw that I was able to deposit my $3, and the current APY is 5.4%. And so that's liquid lending. The cool thing I forgot to mention is if you were to purchase some liquid, I believe it's, if I can remember, I think it's 10,000 liquid or so. You're actually able to save on the deposit and withdrawal fees. The Liquid Validator Network is another feature that I added into here. Essentially, one of the problems that I've seen when it comes to earning yield for for staking and such is it's usually just one chain, and at the same time, it's usually just one chain. That's like one of the major problems. And so what I had an idea of doing is making it to where people could earn, they can earn yield by staking the Liquid token, but it's not just from one chain, it's from 3 different chains to mitigate risk. And that yield is actually aggregated into USDC on Base. That was another thing. Like typically, if I'm staking, I'm usually earning, the layer 1 asset or something like that. But with this, it simplifies everything because all I have to do is stake Liquid, and then I'm earning USDC on Base. And the yield is being derived from validators on 3 different blockchains right now. And then Liquid Sending is a really awesome feature. I can basically schedule my payments. So if I wanted to send money to somebody in 30 minutes, I could just put in the amount and then the time, and then I can just schedule it. And, that's some of the features that Liquid has been integrated with it on this platform. Also have the Insight Center as well. And the Insight Center allows the individual to be able to just, gain some general insight on Ethereum and on Liquid. Ethereum be L1 or L2 for base. And there's different news sentiment, as well as a full wallet analysis for anybody that actually want to check out every time that they purchased or sold Ethereum or Liquid here. And so that's how we've actually been able to incorporate Liquid into our platform. What Van was mentioning, and I actually kind of shared it on the last Tuesday, was basically just the beta format of our prediction model or prediction market that we're in development on. The name has changed, but we've kept it as this for now. I won't announce the name just yet, but I've added plenty more different features to it, and continue to work on it. But the cool thing is that with this system, I was able to integrate Liquid into this prediction market where instead of, typically in prediction markets, if you lose, you lose all your money. But if you're staking a certain amount of Liquid, then we basically you're able to get back about 2.5%, I believe up to 5% in rebate. You know, definitely want to have it to where people are actually able to have like a quote unquote second chance on, making predictions and not just having like an all or nothing type feel every single time. So this is another way of how we're able to incorporate Liquid into what we're doing.
Beautiful.
Was that it? Anything that you want me to share, Dan?
No, I think that's it. So for the students who are currently on the call, as you can see, we kind of did a brief overview of Liquid and how we've actually implemented Liquid onto our protocol. Likewise, while starting the hackathon, we went ahead and created another product, which is a prediction market. And like Chris just said, with a lot of prediction market, a poly market being the number one, whenever you are betting something with a yes or no, if you win, of course you win. But if you lose everything. But the caveat is with the prediction market that we created, if you have Liquid token and you're holding a certain amount and staking it, you actually get a rebate. So you don't just lose all your money. So again, the sky's the limit. When it comes to, and I know you guys had amazing ideas day one, but you can be very unique, or you can build something that already exists. It could be anything. It could be, some type of bot or a data visualization. And you could do a prediction market. I mean, it's the sky's the limit, but you just have to incorporate the Liquid token, which again on the site itself, which I will share my screen as well too. We already gave you all the necessary things that is needed in order to do it. Here is a contract address. We provided you with your 1,000 Liquid for testing. And then depending on your favorite coding languages that you guys like to use, we have everything needed. And then last but not least, we have the full ABI. So again, that's just some examples of something that you possibly could build out with Liquid. I know on week one or last Tuesday, you guys had amazing ideas and I liked all of them. You just have to incorporate Liquid into it. And I do remember someone saying something about building on Base. Again, if you want to build a testnet token that's reflective of Liquid, you can do that. But we did provide you the Ethereum mainnet smart contract address, and we also provided the 1,000 Liquid tokens. Ideally, it would be nice to it being on mainnet and utilizing tokens, but if it's not, that's okay. But like even Chris alluded to and showed, even though the token is on Ethereum, he created a mechanism to where whenever you're doing the liquid lending or LVN, and liquid validator network, you're actually getting compensated on a layer 2 on Base. So the sky's the limit. You can be very, very intuitive with it. Maybe one thing that I would build if I was in a hackathon, I'll maybe see what's really going on right now. So I see, silver prices are going up a lot and people talking about gold. So maybe I would have something related to a rare mineral and incorporate liquid with it. Maybe if you're holding liquid, you get a discount on purchasing gold on the website or silver. Just an example. Or maybe um, hmm, what else? What else? What else? Me personally, I really like bots. I really like automation. Maybe an automation tool in order to you know do something. It could be anything. I'm not too sure, but again, the ideas that you guys have just need to integrate liquid into it. But if anyone has any questions, please feel free. Alvin, I do see you. Your camera's on is unmuted, so please feel free to ask any questions. Alvin, Allen, Mushabe, Johnson, anyone? You guys understand and get the gist of everything on the liquid integration? All right. Tori, we have a thumbs up. Anyone else?
GM, hope you can hear me.
We can hear you, GM.
Yeah, so I heard about that gasless thing on base. I really would like to know, like, how it really works. Like, how can I add that to my, like, how can I use the liquid token on base? Yeah, if it's possible, because gas fees on base are a bit very cheap, so it would be easier to, because I think the tokens that we have are on Ethereum mainnet, and yeah, so like I would just like to know how we can use that token on base. Yeah, thank you.
You want me to take that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So put it this way, like, because I know our token, the token in itself, liquid, is on ETH layer one. I ended up finding ways to basically build around it. You could do the same thing. And I will say too, another thing is the fees on ETH is much lower now because of latest update. But again, I say, like what Van mentioned, if you want to do it on base, you can. You could, like, even if you built it, let's say you built it on base, but you just made a mock token that's like, and mind you, everything, let's say that you just wanted to do this on testnet, but the mock token was liquid equivalent. You could do that and then just showcase how this token would work if it was on base. Don't we, even though we gave these tools, you don't necessarily have to build it on ETH layer one. I mean, what I just showed as an example was, even myself, I built around the token without having to actually redeploy a contract on another blockchain or having to directly use Ethereum layer one for transactions. The use case of Liquid is on our platform is very complementary. And so, that's, for me, in my eyes, and this is just my example, this is like one of the things that I like to see for individuals that are in hackathons or just like, you know, in these type of events where you have to bring in a little bit of ingenuity, kind of think outside the box with some of these things. But yeah, you don't have to, like, just for you as well as anyone really, if you want to launch let's say a mock token, ERC20, that represents what Liquid could be, you could do so as well. Because if you try to launch it on, let's say you did try to launch Liquid on Base, on mainnet, well, you could do that, but there you would have to, of course, supply the liquidity. And so then it's like, well, that adds an extra layer of complexity. And don't want you all to have to go through that.
Exactly, because today week's the halfway mark. So starting today, if you haven't already at least started on an MVP, definitely would. Again, as we alluded to, day one, you don't need to build anything from scratch. If there's a lot of open source code or different ideas. Again, it's just all about integrating the token or going and testing it if you want to go on a different chain. Did anyone have any other questions or need any more clarifications on the integration on the website? Provide the contract address, type of token it is, going over Liquid Agent, how it works, what we built, and then an example product utilizing Liquid, which was the prediction market. No questions? No questions?
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Charlie. What I want to talk about is I really want to understand more about the context of the problem that we would want to solve, because I understand SunPay, as it is, it could have a particular kind of technical problems that it would want to address. And then as well for us that are in Uganda, we could have certain kinds of problems that we could see in our society, and we could want to come up with solutions that address those kinds of problems. So is it really, I don't know how, like, the kind of preference that you as Sunpay have, or if there's any kind of preference you could tell us. But for us, ideally, we're looking at the problems that are within our society, and we would want to upgrade maybe some kind of solutions that are already existing, but then advance them with the technology of a blockchain, and then maybe also integrating in the liquidity, as it is one of the primary requirements of this project or hackathon. So just hope you take me through that briefly.
Yeah, sure, Alan. Great question. And I would say all of the above. If you, the whole ethos and the whole purpose of hackathon is to build. But again, the message that Chris and I have been advocating and speaking is not just being a consumer, but being a producer, building a product, not just to build it, but to solve problems. And if you are solving a real world problem, that's great. Even if you're not, you're building and you're getting a skill set. So I would say, yeah, if there's a problem that you see in country or at the university or someone that you know, and it could be solved and it's an existing technology or an existing product and you're integrating blockchain with it, utilizing the token, beautiful. And if it's not, and you're just creating, another dApp that has nothing to do with directly solving a problem, sure. The whole, very first hackathon that we're doing is, of course, you guys are taking the blockchain courses, but it's always doing hackathons. We're also going to have other events in the future. But Alan, that is a great question. I would be all for having an existing product or business that is already working, but then taking a step above and integrating technology with utilizing Liquid. That would be amazing. Now, is that a requirement? No. The only requirement, again, was to utilize Liquid. Awesome. Any other questions or feedbacks? Thank you, Victory. Don't see any calling more. Thank you, Alan. Aaron, I see you join the call. Hello, hello. No questions. Going once. Going twice. Alrighty. Well, I know typically these calls have a limit of 1 hour. I know today is New Year's Eve. And thank you guys for joining us on, a day to where, you guys are a little bit ahead of us, 8 hours ahead of us, where will be the new year of 2026. So I am wishing all of you great health and very fruitful 2026, and excited to see what you guys build and come up with the final day on the hackathon, January 21st. If there are no other further questions, I will go ahead and conclude the stream, but please utilize a WhatsApp group to ask any questions to Chris and I, or you guys can talk amongst yourselves. I know we have, 7 to 8 solo builders and 2 group builders. But if not, you guys have a great rest of your day, and we are signing off. Thank you.